The first game type we're going to demonstrate is called Territory. Territory is an expanded and enhanced version of the game type that was featured in the original Red Orchestra Ostfront. The level we're going to be showing you today is a remake of one of the more popular Red Orchestra Ostfront levels that was entitled Danzig, although the level now is set in an apartment complex and around the city of Stalingrad. On any object in the game, you can walk up, lock on, move along the cover. You can push forward to peek up. You can pop up, quickly fire over the top with your iron sights key. You can even blind fire over the top of the cover. One of the things that we're really excited about in the new game is we have a fully dynamic music system. What this system does is it actually tracks the morale of the players for each team, and if the morale of your team is high, we'll actually play some more triumphant music. If your morale is low, we'll play more somber music. And there's actually a completely different soundtrack for the German and the Russian side. We're really also excited that we've signed on composer Sam Ulick to do the music for the game. And Sam is most popular, or best known for his work on the Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2 games. I'm going to try to get my rifle team up here to give me some covering fire. One thing really nice about the first-person cover system is not only now can you pop up very quickly to take shots out of windows, but also, if you just rotate down, you can very easily fire on enemies below you. The level I'm about to show you is our new game type entitled Countdown. Now, Countdown is a variation on the what we call a single life game type. A single life game type is a game type where you've got one life for a round. Games like Counter-Strike or the Search and Destroy mode in Call of Duty feature a game type like that. But one of the limitations of the single life game type traditionally has been that they require generally small levels to keep the gameplay focused and to keep the players essentially in the same area. So what we've done is develop a system to get around this limitation. Bring up my tactical view here. You can see I have the single objective here to capture. But in this level, we actually have objectives all the way up to capturing the top of the grain elevator here. But what we have here is a single life per team member for each stage. So what this means is we have to capture this particular objective with a single life, and if we do that, all of the dead players respawn, and then we fight over the next stage. So what this means is intense, tactical, localized battles for smaller areas of the level, but then you have the further depth of having a larger gameplay scenario like this. When you're playing in multiplayer, it's completely a single life game type, but actually when you're playing with the AI offline, you can actually take over any of your living AI counterparts if you're killed in the battle. We've talked about the first-person cover system. You can actually pop out and around the cover without pressing any keys and then quickly come back. You can even look around the edge. This is really nice if you have enemy fire and you want to get back under cover very quickly, and results in generally very intense firefights. If anyone is familiar with the original Red Orchestra Ostfront, we had a very innovative 3D sniper scope system in the game. What this meant is in most games you have this two-dimensional texture overlay over the screen, and they just zoom the view in. In Red Orchestra Ostfront, the system had a 3D scope, and you were actually looking through the lens of the scope. For the new game, we've greatly enhanced this system. We're calling this 3D Scopes 2.0. So as you see, when you're with the 3D scopes, you retain the peripheral vision around the side of the screen. This is really great because if an enemy walks up next to you, they won't be caught in this black area that you usually have with traditional 2D overlay. We've also done a lot of work to enhance the visuals of the 3D sniper scope. It now has a really nice refraction effect that gives you the look of glass. Another thing that we've added to the sniper scopes that's not just visual though, is this what we call the shadow effect. When a scope moves in real life, as it gets misaligned, you sort of get this, what they call an ocular shadow. We've actually modeled this for our sniper scopes. One of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to make a very realistic and intuitive sniper system, but also give the sniper some of their real disadvantages. Because in multiplayer games, snipers tend to have all of the advantages, but none of the real-world disadvantage. We also feature in Red Orchestra a full ballistic system. But in the first game, when you shot at someone that was really far away, because of the bullet drop over distance, you had to just aim a little bit higher and estimate your shot. This made it more difficult than it should actually be, even in real life, to shoot the enemy. So what we've now added is the ability to dial in the range of your sniper rifle. So now, just unlike in real life, you dial in the range, aim at the target, and shoot directly at it. While it's really good for shooting at enemies in the distance, enemies up close are actually kind of hard to hit just because you're so zoomed in. Well, in our research, we discovered that these World War II era sniper rifles actually were still equipped with their normal weapon sights. So we added the ability to switch back and forth to the real weapon sights. This makes engaging nearby enemies much easier, and then you can switch to the scope for long-range sniping. Another thing we've added is a system to not just allow range adjustment for the scopes, but also range adjustments for all of the sights in the game. This is really cool because it has enhanced the long-range combat. No longer are you estimating the shots in the distance. You aim at the enemy and then you shoot it. We've really expanded the functionality of now the commander in the game. So one feature we have here that they can do is aerial recon. This is going to bring in a recon plane over the battlefield and will spot any of the enemy positions that the airplane can see. If you're in a building, you're fine, but if the airplane can see you, you'll see here in a moment red dots starting to appear on the map. This indicates the positions of the enemies. This information also filters through the chain of command with a slight delay for the squad leaders and other infantrymen on your team. So now that I know that there's some enemy over in this village over here, I think I should go call some artillery on them and give them some trouble. So mark my position with the binoculars, then call it in on the radio. One of the things in the first game is we just featured regular artillery, and now we've expanded this to include smaller explosive strikes with mortars for smaller area of damage and also less risk of casualties, particularly in urban areas, all the way up to fully devastating rocket strikes that can blanket a really large area. For now, though, we'll just call in some artillery. So in the original game, the environment was fairly static. When an artillery strike fell, it could kill the players, it could kill the vehicles. This is my recon plane. But it didn't do anything to the environment. For the new game, we've created a system we call massive destruction. This allows us to dynamically destroy any object in the game environment that we deem necessary. I'm going to demonstrate that now. While we have the ability to destroy anything in the game world, we don't think it'd be really fun to fight on a completely flat open area. So we limit the destruction to a degree. You know, you'll damage the buildings, you'll be able to shoot through them, but you'll still kind of be able to cover around them. Friendly fire is an option. For multiplayer, servers will have the ability to turn off friendly fire, but by default there will be friendly fire.